Boy, was that hot garbage. Who wants to go first with their thoughts on last night? Go ahead, Jim.
They're not close to the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers make the Boston Bruins their bitch. And if, look, it's one game. You can't put too much into it. But, with a lot of new players or a fair amount of new players on this team, I think one thing was evident. Like, they're not used to playing with each other. I thought that was one of the things that stuck out to me. I'm not going to put too much on the goalie and that Swayman probably should have been in there. If people want to talk about that, I think you're out of your mind. They would have lost that game no matter what the hell goalie was starting last night.
How do you feel about the goalie, Mazz?
I think I actually wondered during the game whether the guy has like vertigo or eyesight problem. I'm serious. He can't track the puck.
What did you say to me off the air about his nationality?
Oh, I said if he's Italian. I don't even remember what I said, but something to the effect of
if he's Italian, I renounce my
or something like that. Nationality. Yeah, Corpusalo. Sorry, that's right. That's what I said.
You don't even remember your lines.
I don't remember my lines. No, they're very spontaneous and very impulsive. They're horrible. And look, again, I'm not telling you he's the reason they lost, because I thought as a team, they were horrendous. I actually agree with Jim Montgomery on that part of it. Their team play was horrendous. He doesn't know where the puck is half the time.
He stinks, but still, again.
He doesn't track the puck.
Would it have mattered if Swayman started last night? I don't think it would have.
He had nothing to do with last night.
No, zero.
I mean, maybe it's 5-3 instead of 6-4. But he had nothing, not the story last night. But go ahead, keep emailing me. Felger at 98.5 The Sports Hub. Oh, how do you like him now? Oh, good call on Corpusalo. Did I ever say, you a-holes, that Corpusalo was going to go in on opening night and stand on his head to beat the best team in hockey?
No.
While he's getting deluged?
No, you did not say that.
No. I said, by the end of the year, okay, dummies, clear out your ears. By the end of the season, you're going to look at him and go, he's okay. That was my statement on Corpusalo. And I said last night that he should have started because asking Jeremy Swayman, you wanted Swayman to play in that game last night?
No, you're nuts. He would have got hurt.
You people are dumb. That's a strained groin waiting to happen. You throw him in there in front of that clown show last night? So, stop being stupid. If Corpusalo sucks at the end of the year, I'm wrong. I never said he's going to go into Florida on opening night with Florida dialed in and flying all over the place and stand on his head and steal you a game. That's not him. If by the end of the year he's gotten all the coaching and they're playing good defense in front of him, he's going to be okay. I stand by that. So F you. Ow. Now 2.
If he's Italian, I renounce my nationality.
Okay. 2. Boy, are you Florida's bitch. You are just, they embarrass you on so many levels. You got all big. I mean, Mazz showed me this before the game because I gave you just like a 30-second preview last night on the Bruins. I mentioned all these guys that they have now on their third and fourth line and how they beefed up. Never mind Zadorov in back and Peek in back. Oh, those guys are big. The Max Jones, Kepka, I forget the name. Who else? Kastelik, who got his ass kicked right out of the chute by Greer. That you've beefed up. So you now have the biggest team in hockey, the heaviest team in hockey. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and they just skated circles around you. I mean, it was embarrassing.
Oh, no. And they might be the slowest team in hockey based on last night.
So you beef up just to sort of stand up to them. And they toyed with you. They toyed with you up and down the ice. And they toyed with you in this thing where you're trying to get retribution. And, certainly I played into it yesterday, too. Like, watch out. Let's see if Sam Bennett has to answer for what he did. I sort of fall into it, too. But I'm just a fan, a media guy. Like, I'm an outsider. That's what I should do. I should be stupid. The team, they fall into it, too. And Florida just toys with you. I mean, it's embarrassing watching you try to get after Sam Bennett. It's embarrassing watching you try to get to Matthew Tkachuk. Don't you know by now? He's not going to go unless it favors him. Apparently, Trent Frederick said after the game that Tkachuk actually asked him to go, and that's why Frederick grabbed him at one point, dropped his gloves, and Frederick went to the box for the unsportsmanlike. Frederick said that's because Tkachuk asked him and then didn't even look at him when he asked for it, and that's disrespectful to the game. Trent Frederick is telling Matthew Tkachuk, Stanley Cup champion, that he's disrespectful to the game. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, did you see who did try and grab Tkachuk and who he did engage for a second? Pasternak!
Oh, yes.
Pasternak
Sorry.
did it again.
I got that
Pasternak
backwards.
did it again. He
Yes,
grabbed him.
Yes.
Oh, you dummy. You dumbass. What are you doing? So, like, the Florida team gets them completely unglued, sort of like what Montreal used to do to you. But now it's Florida. So it's like you can't match them in hockey. They skate circles around you. You are their bitch when it comes to hockey. And then when it comes to this other stuff, they're embarrassing you. So this is my advice to them. Stop. Just let it go. Try and beat them at hockey, which you can't do. This is your only path. That Florida suffers all sorts of injuries, or the grind of going to 2 straight Stanley Cup finals just they played a ton of hockey the last 2 years. It just catches up to them. Fatigue, injuries, I don't know. They have to fall apart. Hope they fall apart. Hope they're in your rearview mirror in the standings, and you have a game late in the season, and Bennett just falls asleep for a second, or Tkachuk falls asleep for a second, and you get him in the corner and then bash their head in. But let it go until then. Just stop. You're embarrassing yourself. The Bruins are embarrassing themselves in front of the Florida Panthers on multiple levels, so just let it go. Stop.
I mean, that thing last night was just a continuation of that playoff series.
So, I don't know if you guys have watched this Amazon thing yet. I would implore you to, especially that 3rd episode, because it's about Swayman and Tkachuk. But this series in particular, and PK Subban, one of the talking heads in it, says, sometimes in this game, someone's the big dog and someone's the hydrant. And the Bruins are the hydrant. And it's the same thing. You're right. It just continues. Like, they mentally own them. That thing with Frederick, too. Like, dude, he don't owe you anything. And he's doing it on purpose. Oh, let's go. And then he gets him. And then he was like, oh, he's disrespecting the game. He's just mind-effing you. They've mind-effed that team completely.
Completely. So I would just let it go. Just give up for the time being. Get your points. Try and be a playoff team. Hope that Florida falls apart for some reason. And if it just, once you've forgotten about it, and you've just let it go, and there's Bennett in the corner, and he forgets to duck, and you remember, do it then. Until then, let it all go. Just stop, because you're embarrassing yourself. Jim Montgomery postgame also pointed out something I thought was pretty obvious to everybody. Go ahead.
The juice didn't seem to be there right at the beginning. Was there something that you could pinpoint on that? Or?
I just, we didn't win. Their execution was really good. Our execution was really poor. Like, I can't pinpoint why we look slow, but we look slow the entire game. Not just the first 10 minutes, in my opinion. Korpisalo was not a problem tonight. It was the people in front of him. You can't give up 4 backdoor tap-ins and expect your goalie to make save after save. He made a lot of saves on breakaways. He was good tonight. The players in front of him, the rest of the team, and the coaching staff, we weren't good enough.
You hear that, dummies? If you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. It wasn't about the goalie, who's not going to go in there, and they outchanced him like 2-1, 22-12 in high danger chances. Like, and it didn't even feel that close.
No, it wasn't. I mean, the gap shrunk as the game went on.
Right. You got some garbage time stuff at the end. So, but like
the first 13 shots of the game, Florida had 12 of them.
When the game was in the balance, quality chances was like 3-1.
Oh, they killed them.
It wasn't even a competitive game. The goalie had nothing to do with it, and Korpisalo's not going to be that guy to steal you that game anyway. No one said he was, dummies. But they got all big and bad. Now they can't skate.
No, now they're slow. I called this before the game. I told you when I sent you that thing, I said, I hope they can skate because they looked glacial. Holy crap, did they look slow.
Let go of the Florida thing. Just stop, okay? You host Montreal tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
Okay, Montreal's the second of a back-to-back. Just circle the wagons, beat the bag out of that garbage team, and rack up some points, just be a playoff team, and let the Florida thing go. Because it's not happening for you right now.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Bruins analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.